Welcome to the Virtual Strategic Solutions Virtual Reality Simulation System. Accessing Legacy Dataset. Files loaded. Simulation ready. Originally little more than a collection of ramshackle tents and sheds established along the river to house the workers building Hoover Dam, then called Boulder Dam in 1930, Boulder City was established to provide adequate housing and services to the 5,000 people working on the dam. Founded in 1931, as work began on the dam, it was a publicly owned company town operated by the Bureau of Reclamation and 6 companies, and was intended to be a model community. This included entrepreneur vetting, special permits for visitors, and a strict ban on alcohol according to the prohibition. The city would not be incorporated until later in the century and would remain relatively small and contained, like the nearby Henderson. Largely a peripheral town by the late 21st century, this ensured that Boulder City survived the Great War almost unscathed, becoming a frontier, sleepy town functioning in relative stability until 2277 and the First Battle of Hoover Dam between the New California Republic from the west and Caesar's Legion from the east. After vacating the citizen residence, NCR Rangers packed the town's structures with high explosives, intending to use it as a massive booby trap against the Legion's forces led by the Malpais legate. When the bulk of the Legionnaires entered the town, lured in by Chief Hanlon's tactical retreat, the explosives were detonated and wiped them out, though at the cost of many Rangers' lives as well. For the price of a single town, the NCR effectively broke the back of the Legion's offensive and forced the remnants to retreat in disgrace back across the Colorado River. Following the conflict, the Boulder City Memorial was erected outside the ruins where the NCR's victory was cemented, paying homage to the troopers who fell during the battle. For Boulder City itself, however, nearly the entire town was leveled in the battle, sparing only the concrete mixing yard, the Boulder City train station, and the Bighorn Saloon. In the following years, the ruins became a stopover town for caravans, as well as a source of concrete the NCR capitalized on to build up additional fortifications along their side of the Colorado, produced using limestone shipped in by train from Quarry Junction. Recently, however, the concrete shipments have dried up due to the quarry being infested by a pack of deathclaws, preventing workers from mining the limestone needed to produce it, causing Boulder cities to leave seeking other employment, leaving only Ike, the Bighorn Saloon's bartender, as the only permanent resident. In 2281, on their way back to New Vegas, Benny and a group of great Khans, including Jessup and McMurphy, were forced to take shelter in Boulder City after getting into conflict with an NCR patrol led by Lieutenant Monroe, eventually sequestering in a hideout within the ruined section with a pair of hostages, Ackerman and Gilbert, though Benny managed to slip away back to Vegas with the platinum chip, leaving the great Khans trapped. Situated west of the Hoover Dam and southeast of the 188 trading post, the portions of town that are not demolished are small, and the town is nearly deserted. The concrete works and the Boulder City train station sit on the northern edge together with a locomotive on the tracks. Boulder City is one of the few places in the Mojave with an abundance of ravens, but only one permanent resident. There is a traveling merchant who travels between the Bighorn Saloon and the El Dorado gas and service along the highway to the west, sometimes lingering by the train station. Upon arriving at the town for the first time, one may encounter Victor, who will express his surprise and excitement with seeing the courier once more. The entrance road leads into the town and the sole intact building, the Bighorn Saloon. The ruins of the homes and businesses dominate the landscape and are accessible through the entrance at the northeastern end, otherwise consisting of only a stretch of ruined buildings, surrounded by an impassable belt of destroyed concrete and brick. Near the western entrance, the Boulder City Memorial can be viewed, honoring the soldiers who died at the First Battle of Hoover Dam. Private Kowalski stands before it, paying his respects to his fallen brother, PFC Donald Kowalski. The memorial's inscription reads, "On this spot, in the year 2277, Rangers and soldiers of the New California Republic turned back the forces of Caesar's Legion during the Battle of Hoover Dam. Over 100 men and women gave their lives on the Nevada soil to defend local civilians and the principles of the Republic. May this humble stone be an enduring memorial to their valor and sacrifice. In a house opposite the ruins entrance, the remains of Ranger Teresa Lutz and 2 other troopers can be found, having been killed in the explosion that broke the Legion offensive. On the outskirts of town are the unburied bodies of those also killed in the explosion, bereft of proper burials. Simulation completed. Please exit the pod or have a technician select another file.